The king of cakes. Chopper for the win.
G'day guys, welcome back to Cakes by Chopper. Today we have the baby Croc from Tinkerbelle and the Pirate Fairy. This was a special request from my niece Trinity. She has asked me to do it especially for her, so here you go Trinity, I hope you like it. You're going to head over to the Cakes by Chopper Facebook page, print off your template, and then cut out the face shape as well as the jaw, which I've supplied extra. And then you're going to cut the nose off that second piece of template and cut out a little nose shape as well. Then you're going to cut out the bottom jaw and then the mouth piece too, because you're going to cut this out and hollow out the mouth piece in the center, because this is going to provide a dip in and create a 3D look. With the nose, you're going to cut it in half and then taper it down at the edges so it's rounded off, and then taper off the edges of his jaw, and then carve away so the cheeks sit back towards the back of his face. You're also going to taper off around his brow and then fill that with a buttercream. Place the bottom jaw on top. Don't forget to glue on his nose and then give it a generous coating of buttercream. You're going to cover the entire cake and then clean up the edges. With his eyes, I put a little bit extra buttercream on just so we can shape the fondant a little bit later on. Don't forget to fill the mouth in and then take out the excess because you don't want to lose the shape of the mouth. Pop your cake into the fridge while you roll out your fondant. Then when you're ready to cover it, I've been very careful here to go from the bottom to the top and sort of draping the fondant over the nose to prevent tearing. It's sort of, you want it to fold over without any pressure pulling down. This will prevent the nose from tearing it, and you're going to sort of encase the nose completely. Once you're happy with that, cut off all the excess, clean up the bottom edges, and then use some of the excess fondant to smooth out any areas that are a bit lumpy and a bit undesirable. When you cover something with fondant, you tend to lose a bit of definition. Use the back of a paintbrush to give the eyebrows and the mouth a little bit more definition and reclaim what you've just covered. I also used the back of the paintbrush to give him a few little scales, and then I later decided that I could do the same thing with the airbrush. Here, to make your crocodile look a little bit more realistic, you're going to cut out some eyelids, and these are very thin crescent moons, and the same for the bottom. Just measure them from the template and place them on top of your crocodile, but don't put any water on it because you don't want it to stick. You just want it to sit there and dry a little, and once you start airbrushing you can take them off. I tried to paint them with the cake, but I noticed that it was blowing them off, so I took it down and then just gave them their own set of colour. You can use green fondant, you don't have to use the airbrush if you want. I just do this because I have it and I think it looks really cool. By all means, just use the green fondant and then you can use your petal dust to give shading where it's needed. To give the crocodile a little bit of texture, I painted him green and then used a darker green to put light swirls and shadows in. And for his mouth, I just did a little bit of red and a brown through the center of the mouth, but I didn't film that part. Roll out some fondant and cut out the shape of his eyes, glue them on with water. Now this is where your eyelids are going to sit across the top of that, and just push them down onto that fondant that's really soft, because these pieces should be dry by now. So just use a tool to manipulate them into where you need them to go. Now it's time to paint in his eyes. I used some brown liquid food dye and painted 2 big brown circles, and then for his pupils just some black food dye. You can use gel or liquid. I use the combination of both, which is 1 part gel, 2 parts liquid. A lot of people ask, what is the paint I use? It's not paint, it is just food dye. To bring his eyes to life, you're going to roll 2 little balls of fondant and put the light reflections in the top corners, and then use the same fondant to stick on his teeth, using the paintbrush to just add the slightest amount of water to make them stick and manipulate them into teeth. So I hope you like it, Trini. There's baby Croc from Tinkerbelle and the Pirate Fairy. If you like that video, why not check out some of my other videos. There's Scooby-Doo, Tigger, Peppa Pig, Winnie the Pooh, the Minion, and Om Nom from Cut the Rope. Thanks again so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Drop me a comment. Tell me what you'd like to see in the upcoming videos. As well as I'm going to send a little shout out to my niece Lily and remind you it's Chopper for the win, not Lily for the win.